Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Sam Dennehy, aka Half-Ass Customs, and this is Half-Ass Presents the history of Half-Ass Customs. So, this is the next episode. I ended up taking a 2-week hiatus on this little series of mine. Went on vacation and then I just forgot to do it. So, third weekend, this is the newest video for the history of. Basically, as you saw from the first part of the video, I'm going to be talking about motorcycles and bicycles and HO 187 scale that I've personally built, and that is part of my collection. So without further ado, let's get in to the episode. So, one of the really neat things is these are very small and they're very hard to paint. But if you know what you're doing, it makes things a little easier. So the very first row, we've got, let's see if I can get better light on here. We've got trikes and bikes. Basically, these bikes and trikes are old 1960s, 70s style Schwinns. And they got the banana seats on there with the ape hanger arms and the spring front end, I guess you would call it. Any of you older guys out there would know what I'm talking about. You got the front forks that have the springs, so you have the kind of like the shock. So that would be on the new bikes. That's the front end that's on all of these bikes. These are all made by Schwinns, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from the Netherlands. He's on our groups, and he prints these out in HO 187 scale. They're very cool. They're not that expensive. I'd say they're pretty affordable relative to everything else that would be in this scale with this much detail. But they're all the same bike besides, oops, drop this. They're all the same bike that the regular bikes are. And then you got basically the same bike turned into a trike. Back here, these two. They all got the Schwinn frames. And they're so small. The neat thing is you can paint them and you can fill in the gap in between the arm bar gooseneck, I think they call that on a bike, the gooseneck, because in a regular old Schwinn they have that gap that you can see in these two, but because it's so small, with thick enough paint you can gap them in like a lot of the lowrider people would. So these are lowrider versions because they got the same size style on the, or same size rim on the front wheel, and the front forks are angled to make these sit lower than they would be if they were stock 1960s, 70s style Schwinns. Yeah, I really like them. They're really cool. They're definitely what I'm into. I like that lowrider stuff, and these work out perfect because you don't go to any lowrider show and not see lowrider bikes that the teenagers and young kids have made, because they probably don't have a full-size car yet, obviously. So this is the step they would go into. And then next row, we've got choppers and baggers, all made by Schwinns. Start off from left to right. These are choppers. The one at the end is your standard chopper with some, I'm not really sure what you would call these style rims, like waved rims. But it's got a waved rim. The next chopper's got a solid rim. The next chopper is the same exact one as this second chopper, but I just chopped the front wheel off, put a new one on, put some saddle bags on the back, and then took the handlebar and changed it. So it was literally different from that other bike. Now onto the baggers. So this is one of his latest models. Got the ape hangers, the big old saddlebags, and I guess the spoked style kind of rim. This was his first style bagger. So you got like the 5-spoke with the ape hangers, and then you have these two, which have the big fairing above the wheel, I guess. I think it's called a fairing, but they're baggers, and they come with the same style spoked style rim as that other bagger. All, like I said, HO 187 scale, and I'll put a link in his description below, a link in the description below, so you can contact him if you want any of these awesome bikes. I will tell you, if you get the bicycles, you really kind of need to know how to paint, because everything being so small, like look in between the front, I can't even talk, the front forks. You have the fender that you have to be able to paint in order for it to look right in between the forks. And if you don't know how to paint that, then obviously it's going to look a little off. Now if you have the chrome Molotov pin, you can just do the fenders and the forks all the same color, but I like to be a little difficult, so I change my paint up and make sure everything for the most part looks correct. But yeah, you'll need to know how to paint fairly decent, I guess, if you want to paint the bikes. Motorcycles are a little bit bigger, so you have the option to you could spray paint the whole bike and then go around, color the wheels a different color, or the rims and then the wheel black, and vice versa. But yeah, his product is top-notch product. I love what he offers. He offers different things in this scale that nobody else is really offering. The bikes are amazing. The bicycles are awesome. And I love them. I'll be getting more. I'm not really a bike guy in general, but I mean, these things are just beautiful. You can't go wrong with them. That's the light on my phone, so maybe it shines a little better. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm super happy with them. They're super awesome looking, and the first 2 rows are from Severin. And like I said, I'll have a link to his profile in the description so you can hit him up yourself. Let's go on to the next one. The next, I've got these 3 bikes. They came with a European motorcycle diorama building, and I painted them up. So the one on the left is completely the way the bike comes, just painted. Then the blue one, it's the same bike, I just took the rear wheel off and put a different front wheel on the rear, so it had a skinnier look to it. And then the third one, I made a trike out of it with the Hot Wheels 187 scale rear tires, and I kind of put a big back seat on it, so you could have a passenger sit, or you can sit kind of slouching like you would in a trike, I guess. If you 1960s and 70s guys remember, you didn't sit straight up on a trike. You kind of had that slouch look like a chopper from that era. And then on to the next set. I don't remember the company that makes these. They're like metal kits. They come all built. All you got to do is paint them and make them look better. So I've got the bike with the sidecar, the old school. They're like 1930s Harley Davidsons. or Indians. They could be Harley Davidsons or Indians. I don't honestly know. And the last one on the trailer is a casting by Lou Wee. He casted this from where, how, I don't know, but he casted it. So it's a little bit different. You got the thicker tire on the front, the thicker fender, you got the 3 headlights, a little bit different handlebar than the rest. I did take the saddlebags from the other kits like this to put on this one, so it looked, I don't know, more older, I guess. And then I made the trailer myself out of just old rims and tires, and then fenders from the Athearn like 1929 pickup truck that they made. You know, when you make enough rat rods out of those, you have a lot of spare pieces. So it worked perfect to make a trailer with, and the bike fits on there great. So last but not least, this beach cruiser. I built this completely by scratch. Well, I can't say by scratch. The wheels and fenders, and then the bicycle seat is by a European, like a road bike. I don't know what the bike is. It's like a road bike. Very tall, very big wheels. Be like a, I don't know, in regular bike terms, maybe like a 21-inch wheel or something. And it was a road bike that you would see in Europe. So I cut that all to pieces, and then I took a paper clip and I bent it to the shape I wanted to make this beach cruiser out of, and then glued the wheels and the seat on there, and then made a custom chain, and that's my beach cruiser. So yeah, these are all the bikes, motorcycles that I've built. I've never sold any of these, so these are all that I have. And like I said, I do plan on getting more, and when, if that ever ends up happening, you know, I'll be posting them all over every page like I always do anyway, so there's no chance of you missing it unless you live under a rock. But I can't give you a link to this because I don't know the manufacturers. I don't remember, and I don't really remember the manufacturers of these, but they're in every hobby train shop. If you're looking up motorcycles or accessories, they're always hanging there. They come in like 2 pieces, or 2 bikes a little pack. They're like the little yellow packs with the gray foam that sits these in between. So all you got to do is paint them, and they're ready to go. But other than that, these are the motorcycles and bicycles that I've built over the years. And this is Sam Dennehy, aka Half-Ass Customs, and this is Half-Ass Presents the history of Half-Ass Customs. I hope you like it. I'm gonna try to upload this little segment, the history of, every Thursday, most likely Thursday night. So you'll all probably see it late Thursday night or Friday. But other than that, if you like these videos, the podcast, please leave a like. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. And if you're new, like and subscribe, because there's a new podcast interview that comes out every Monday, and these little side history of comes out every Thursday, minus the last 2 Thursdays. But anyways, this is Sam Dennehy signing off. You guys have a good upcoming weekend, and stay tuned for more videos. See ya.